Hello everyone, I'm Alice. Welcome to my channel Easy English with Alice. Today we are talking about very important English exam which is called TOEFL test. Particularly my top tips for taking TOEFL successfully. Initially, I have a desire to share my personal experience of taking the test. I did it a lot of times and the average score I got on the test was 115 out of 120. In addition, I have been preparing students to TOEFL exam for around 2 years. Now you're going to get acquainted with my top tips. The first I would really recommend you is take care of general English initially. Only in the case you are good at English basics, start TOEFL preparation by performing as many tests as you are able to. Second is practice till you feel confident. Don't hope on luck. It is important to be ready and feel that you are good at every part of TOEFL test. Work with different resources, not only with TOEFL apps or books. Listen to diverse recordings, radio, watch movies, video on YouTube, read books written originally in English, and only after upgrading your general English, start TOEFL tests and practice them as much as you can. Fourth, listen to different audio sources to get used to different accents. For instance, you can take in consideration BBC resources, listen to news, BBC adapted recordings, unadapted media sources, and so on. There are a lot of diverse topics discussed and a wide range of accents you have an opportunity to listen to. It will help you with listening and speaking part. Fifth, practice under time pressure. The more you practice under time pressure, the faster you perceive information. You learn how to feel yourself comfortable with time limits. Remember about structuring. Your answers should be structured, both in writing and speaking parts. So it's a great idea to create neat templates and practice them until the test day. Seventh, take notes of every detail while listening. TOEFL listening is always about a plethora of subtleties which you need to remember when to answer. The important thing that it is more likely to get a question on the details that is really insignificant you can think, but it turns out that it was actually an essential thing. It is much more unlikely to get the question on general stuff. I can point out from my personal experience, I never remembered what was discussed at the beginning of the dialogue when it came to that. So notes helped me a lot. So the conclusion is note as much as you can on listening section. 8. Learn TOEFL words. Every exam has the row of specific words you need to learn by heart. Click on the link I left in the description box below where you can find them and download. 9th. If you think you might want to retake your TOEFL, set aside even more time between your test date and application deadlines of the university you want to apply for. This way, if you are dissatisfied with your score, you will have plenty of time to study and take the test again. I recommend choosing a test date at least 6 months before your college application deadlines. This will give you a few months to work on strengthening your weaknesses before you retake the exam. 10th, answer every question. Like SSAT or GRE, there are no penalties for wrong answers on the TOEFL. 11th, it is always a nice idea to use synonyms, not to repeat the same words too frequently. Learn a few synonyms to the most common words. You will likely need an essay or speaking. If you've watched my videos about IELTS tips, you know the most difficult part for me has always been writing section. Therefore, we keep on with the advices for writing sections. First, you are going to encounter with 2 writing parts, and I believe that one of the most important tips is preparing good templates for both. Template is almost half of the whole success in writing part, because if you prepare a good one, it takes approximately 150 to 200 words. Linking words are actually significant. It is my second tip for you. Sentences should go smoothly and logically. For that reason, linking words exist. So use them, but not overuse. Don't forget about being logical in your thoughts on the screen. Third, Integrated writing task has the same significance as essay. You should remember that. In a contrast with the usual mind that essay is more important. Pay attention to examples and details. Every example that is mentioned in both listening and reading parts of integrated task actually takes place. You need to write every of them, if you want to get a good score, of course. Fourth, leave a few minutes to check both writing tasks. Don't submit with no ensuring that you made no mistakes. Revise both writing tasks carefully. Be always focused. It is my fifth tip for you. You should understand that you are not the only one who takes TOEFL. A lot of people are going to take it at the same time and consecutively to talk at the same time on speaking section and generally make a noise. Teach yourself not to pay attention to others and keep going your work effectively. 6. Never support both sides in second writing task. It is crucial to stand by one idea and convince others by examples and reasons that it is right to maintain this point of view. 7th, you should facilitate your reasons by convincing and bright examples. Next section I want to talk to you, it is reading. First advice from myself for you is read the questions first and only then go to text. You do that because you are going to read the whole text while answering every question, as each question is referred to appropriate paragraph. Consequently, to the end of the passage, you will read the whole. If to read the text before questions, it is likely you will encounter with lack of time. One of the subtleties you have to know about reading section is that a response to the question is always in one sentence of the paragraph. And usually the rest of the sentences is supposed to confuse you and contradicts the right answer. Listening is the next section we are going to discuss. First advice is you should know that in listening section there is always the first question: what is the purpose of the dialogue? That is why pay attention to the main idea. Second, practice listening more than any other sections because 3 parts of TOEFL test requires great listening skills. There are listening, speaking, and writing. Third, pay close attention to replayed audio clips. On listening, sometimes a small clip from a lecture or conversation you listened to will be replayed before you answer a particular question. In this case, always pay close attention to the replayed clip. This is because the clip will for sure contain the answer for the question that comes after it. And the last one, which I reckon is the easiest, is speaking. TOEFL speaking section requires greatly elaborated and structured replies. So it is quite a good idea to have a structure for every type of question in your mind. So again, we're talking about templates. Templates is crucially important for a TOEFL test. It concerns writing part and speaking part. So remember about it and be prepared to the TOEFL test in the way of having templates on test day. Of course in your mind, not on the paper, because you're not going to have an opportunity to use a paper, Okay, second tip for speaking section for myself is in case there is 5 or 10 seconds left, it is better to be silent than start to give an extra useless information which requires more time than you have which you give only for not being silent. Third, record your responses. As you practice for TOEFL speaking, record your responses to TOEFL speaking topics and then listen back to them to evaluate yourself. Make sure that you speak for 45 to 60 seconds on each topic. Your goal should be to develop a more objective view of what sounds and grammar you need to work on in order to get a higher speaking score. And guys, last advice, but not the least, which I want to give you is don't think about cheating. It's impossible to cheat on TOEFL exam. So be prepared, feel yourself confident, and only then go to testing center. Never try to cheat on TOEFL exam. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Really appreciate that. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel, click thumbs up and enjoy my next video.